let's just go ahead and give a little history lesson real quick on why the Lions and Cowboys play every Thanksgiving. So in 1934, the Detroit radio executive George A. Richards, he bought the Portsmouth Spartans, he moved them into Detroit and then renamed them the Lions, and then to drum up the interest in the new franchise, he scheduled a Thanksgiving Day game versus the Chicago Bears and worked with NBC Radio to broadcast it nationally on a 94 station network. It was actually really groundbreaking at the time. And then the Lions, they lost their first game in Thanksgiving, and then ever since then they played every Thanksgiving except obviously World War II between the years of 1939 and 44. But the Lions have the most wins and most losses of any NFL team on Thanksgiving. So I'll talk about why the Cowboys play on Thanksgiving right now, actually, and then we'll talk about both of these games and kind of what we think. Give quick predictions real quick. The Cowboys have played every year on Thanksgiving since 1966, except for 1975 and 77. And you're probably wondering, why those 2 years? Why did they not play those 2 years? Well, the NFL briefly replaced them with the St. Louis Cardinals, not the baseball team, the football team at the time, and it was they played the Dolphins, and it was a 55-10 blowout in 77. So that ended that experiment. But the tradition, began with GM, Tex. He pushed for the national publicity, and then, Dallas. They got a 34-22 and 1 all-time Thanksgiving Day record. So let's go ahead and kind of talk about this Packers and Lions game real quick. So this has got a lot of implications when it comes to the NFC North, because this NFC North is tight. You got the Bears at 8-3. You got the Packers right there. You got the Lions right there. And the Packers already beat the Lions this season. And week 1, that was bad. The Lions did not look good at all in that game. And it's at home. It's in Detroit this time. So I think the Lions will be better. But, the Lions have looked so weird. I think the Lions are still good, but they've looked super inconsistent. They almost nearly lost to the Giants. And you almost lose to the Giants. You're allowing a lot of yards. Jameis Winston was throwing the ball all over the field. Wan'Dale Robinson was cooking the Lions secondary. I think the Lions secondary has some issues, in my opinion. But the Lions, I'm picking them to win this game, but it's because they have to win this game. If they don't, they're really setting themselves up in a tough spot when it comes to the end of the season, trying to get into the playoffs and be higher than like a 7 seed. Or even win the division. Because the division's still wide open. It's still anybody's game. But the Packers, if they win this game, they would have swept the Lions. They would have the tiebreaker over the Lions. That's big. Tiebreakers mean so much when it comes to deciding a playoff spot. But I haven't really been that impressed with the Packers' offense, man. They just have not looked that good. Jordan Love didn't even throw for 200 yards yesterday. And they've looked very weird. He's only had 2 touchdown passes in his last 4 games. The Packers are 2-2 in their last 4 games, but they're scoring under 20 points in both of their losses. That Eagles game, that was horrible. A horrible game. My goodness. But for the Lions, they lose that game against the Giants if Jahmyr Gibbs doesn't go Barry Sanders mode for 264 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, and the line is -3 for the Lions, but I'm going to go the Lions right now. I'm going to go the Lions at the current moment. But I don't think, the Lions and Packers are one of the best teams in the NFC right now. I think the Rams and the Seahawks are the 2 best teams in the NFC right now. That's kind of my take right there. If the Lions don't win this game, they're in trouble. They have to get this. They have to get it if they want some kind of chance to win the division. And if the Packers want to also win this division, this is a must-win game for both teams, in my opinion. At this point in the season, this is a must-win game because you have to keep pace in this division. You have to.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me nice. I'm from another world, baby, yeah. Red way paradise. They think I'm way too cold cause I put my